In this video, we're going to be looking at some of the best traps from the Scotch Gambit opening. The Scotch Gambit starts with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, which looks like your standard king's pawn opening. However, in this opening, white plays d4, immediately striking at the center. Now, the Scotch Gambit, or the Scotch game, was a favorite of Grandmaster Garry Kasparov. However, since then, which was pretty much in the early 1990s, the Scotch Gambit hasn't been that very popular. However, it is still quite a very good theoretical opening, especially for beginners. And that is simply because white is easily able to gain control of the center, as we will see. Now, in the main line, black just captures back, white takes, and black plays bishop c5. Now, these are all the main moves, and we can see that white is ahead a little bit in development with the center pawn and the center knight. However, black has lots of pressure. As you can see, the knight is attacked twice right now. It is technically hanging if white doesn't do anything about it. And overall, this bishop is pretty powerful along the diagonal, and there are good chances for both players. Now, white plays bishop to e3, guarding the knight, and here, black just plays queen f6. Again, just putting on so much pressure to that knight, such to the point that white really has only two choices. First is to move the knight, and second is to play something like c3. Now, the problem with c3 is, well, this pressure here could be quite a bit, and you really, really want to trade off this bishop. So what does white do? White plays knight b5 in this line. Again, you accept this trade of the bishops and the doubling of the pawns. However, now white has some pressure here, and now there's a good amount of counterplay, and black doesn't have a clear win right now. And while black can play queen h4, which looks to be an aggressive check, well, white just plays g3. And the idea is if black were to make the mistake and play queen takes e4 in the position, well, you take on c7, black plays king d8, and now you take here. If black takes the rook here, well, white plays queen d6, and it's just game over. Queen f8 is mate. Queen d6 is very dangerous as well. Just dropping the knight back with knight to c7 is also very, very dangerous. So what does white do? Well, after g3, black just drops the queen back all the way to d8. And now this guards the c7 pawn. And now we can see there's been a shift. There's been a shift in advantage, and it's gone from black having a slight advantage with good counterplay and activity to white, who is now putting on the pressure. And while these double pawns are annoying as well as this fractured structure, or rather bad structure, should I say, well, black can't really do anything about that at the moment, whereas black is being stuck to this defense because this annoying knight here in b5, and white just continues to probe with queen to g4, pressuring yet another pawn. And now black has to play g6, which is like a really ugly move because now queen f4. And now we can see that white is just sliding through all the holes in black's position. Again, now c7 is a problem. And after d6, bishop c4. Again, every move is coming with a threat. And finally, when it looks like black is safe, playing knight to e5, which defends the threat and attacks the bishop, well, castles. And again, now there's more pressure. You can't take because of checkmate at 1. So black plays bishop to h3, which looks to attack the rook and win back some material. However, again, just takes. Obviously, you don't want to take because queen takes f7 is mate. So you play king d7, which is a really ugly move. However, the idea is to slide into c8 and maybe to b8 in the future. But again, just rook d1. And now queen takes e5 is a threat because of the pin. And overall, just this rook on the d file is so powerful. And again, this knight is always lurking, and now this pressure gets d6, some possible sacrifices. The bishop could drop back, and the queen will slowly start pushing forward. Now, there are many different ideas here. First, I'd like to highlight the worst option for black, which is knight takes f7. Again, just queen takes f7 and it's game over for black. I'd just like to quickly point that out. The other option, which is something you'll see a ton, is knight to c6. However, again, this completely loses. Knight takes d6, pawn takes, and rook takes, and black is getting skewered. And the final option that you'll see is queen f6. Now, the line that you should know for this is to simply take here, and if black gets a little bit too hasty here and tries to trade off queens, well, you just take back, and now your structure is all nice again, and the knight's under attack, and you're threatening to win material. Because say black takes, well, you take, and now you have pressure here, and on top of that, you're up like an entire knight in the endgame. And in this position, if black plays knight to f3, you play king f2. And there's really nothing black can do. Again, if you take, white just takes the knight, and it's completely winning endgame. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video on the top traps from the Scotch Gambit. Thanks for watching.